Hey you filthy crackers! I will now be ranking the albums of Swedish progressive and death metal legends Opeth. Number 14 is Orchid. While their sound was introduced here, it was very much in its infant stages, with Iron Maiden-esque melodic guitars mixed with acoustic passages and death metal growls. The material isn't too strong and the songs are way too long. Number 13 is Heritage. The band's first exploration into 70s prog rock, it abandoned the death metal elements into something more eclectic. As an experiment it's a lot of fun, but the material just isn't strong enough. Number 12 is Morning Rise. While more interesting musically than the debut, it still has the problems of it, but it's a step forward into more progressive territory for the band. The songs, bar the epic, are a bit too long. Number 11 is My Arms, Your Hearse. The band's first concept album, it saw them focusing more on songwriting but still within the proggy death metal realm. A big step forward in their sound, but they would get better. Number 10 is Pale Communion. After the experiments with Heritage, the band added a more classic metal touch to their eclectic prog sound to create a pretty great unique album. Mikael's vocals also show a lot of improvement as he was only focusing on clean singing at that time. Number 9 is Watershed. One of the band's most unique and avant-garde albums, it mixes bright shades with very dark undertones. Great instrumentation and interesting arrangements, but I feel it is at the behest of the material. Number 8 is The Last Will and Testament. The band's return to the death metal sound, it didn't lose the eclectic prog of their cleaner era. A concept album based on secrets uncovered during a dead man's will. Lyrically and musically it is executed fantastic, with great use of ambience and drama. Number 7 is Sorceress, an album that cryptically deals with the topic of divorce. It's the doomiest yet folkiest album they've currently conjured. Great songwriting and production with great performances. Number 6 is In Corda Venenum, the band's most romantic sounding album. It is the pinnacle of the clean singing era, with great dramatic compositions and performances. There are 2 versions of the album with songs done in English and Swedish, and there are certain songs that are better depending on which language the song is performed in. Number 5 is Deliverance. The band's heaviest album, it sees them go further into death metal territory to create a brooding powerful monster. Heavy chugging and deep growls, the album is fantastically gripping, containing some of their all-time classic tracks. Number 4 is Blackwater Park. The critic and fan favorite, I do believe it deserves all the praise it gets, but to me I do think they have 3 better albums. Taking their sound to its zenith from Still Life with stellar production and contributions from Steven Wilson, the band create some of their most classic tracks and anchor their sound. Number 3 is Ghost Reveries. While the previous 4 albums was a sharpening of their sound, this album was the perfection, crafting their strongest material and classic songs. The stronger material does overshadow the rest. The lyrical themes and concepts throughout are very striking and incredibly well crafted. Number 2 is Damnation. Released as part of a series with Deliverance, this album is the complete antithesis, with no distorted guitars or death growls. Instead the band experiment with prog rock, jazz fusion and folk to create their most beautiful album to date. A serene calm atmosphere but with a doomed eeriness, it really is their most unique album and one I would highly recommend to anyone who would be turned off by the band due to their extreme metal elements. In my opinion, the best album by Opeth is Still Life, a full embrace and locking of their sound, the perfect marriage between extreme metal and progressive rock, hauntingly beautiful yet aggressively vicious. Musically the band fully adapt to the drama of the album's concept. Parts of this album are part of the DNA of the band and soon will end up in your own Spinal Tap. An absolute masterpiece and one of the most underlooked metal albums of all time. Thanks for watching. Your cowards don't even smoke crack. Please recommend me another band to do this with, or else I'll cough on you and give you Y2K.